Well, folks, you can file this video under "What a Time to Be Alive" because Zohran Mamdani met with Donald Trump. And to tell you the truth, I did not have any high expectations for this meeting. As a matter of fact, I was telling my family and my close friends and anyone that would listen that this meeting was going to be a disaster. I really thought that it was going to be another one of those Trump-Zelensky moments where they would all sit around and belittle him and humiliate him. I thought, you know what? He had the Saudi prince in there. He kissed his ass. And watch and see, he will turn around and he will absolutely try his damnedest to humiliate and belittle Mamdani. That's what I thought was coming. I was braced for it. I was braced for how I was going to react to it. I was braced for how it was going to make me feel. And then it just went a completely different way. And Donald Trump just completely fangirled out all over Mamdani. It's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen in my life. He just absolutely went out there and just kissed his ass and allowed him to call him a fascist to his face. I was like, is this real? Again, I know we live in such a crazy world that I should believe anything I see these days, but now this one is a complete left hook. But Mamdani doesn't back down here, and it's great. Take a look.
Your answer to Stephen Nelson, he asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
So yeah, Donald Trump's just like, go ahead and call me a fascist. No problem. And Mamdani's like, okay, then, yeah, that's what I said. And the thing about this meeting is Mamdani didn't back down off of anything he believes or didn't change up his style in the least. He just went in there and said what he wanted to say, said he was a democratic socialist, said he was a Muslim, did not back down from Trump at all. And Donald Trump just sat there and fangirled out over him. It's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. He threw Elise Stefanik under the bus when they asked about her calling him a jihadist. They said, do you think you're standing next to a jihadist? And Trump's like, no, I think he's a very rational human being. He wants to see New York do good. I want to help him make New York great again. And you're just sitting there going, what in the hell is happening? I mean, are the wheels completely coming off for Donald Trump and he realizes it and he's trying to save face on his way down? I'll be honest with you, folks, when it comes to this one, and yes, I'm going to be talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning. Both of these videos are going to be me sitting here going, I'm just thinking out loud, folks, because what in the hell is happening? And what the hell is happening in MAGA's world? Because they have painted this picture of this big, bad, boogeyman Mamdani. Oh, he's the most evil guy in the world. And now their leader is just fangirling out over him and saying, yeah, he would feel safe living in New York under Mamdani. After all this time, MAGA said they were going to move out and don't ever go to New York. And our Governor Bill Lee in Tennessee was saying, come on down to Tennessee and live down here and get away from that commie. Here's Trump saying, yeah, I'd be glad to live there.
Okay, how about you? Go ahead, please.
You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays than you used to. But you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. You know, he may have different views, but in many ways, you know, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me. And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that. And, you know, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
And if you want some straight up comedic gold at this particular moment, just go watch Fox News and the way they're trying to spin it. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen because they're all so like, oh, wow, what a meeting. They don't know how to spin it. How could you? Then you go over to the dumpster fire that is X, and you see Laura Loomer and all these MAGA influencers and so many people who are extremely pissed off. But the funniest sight of all of it to me is those MAGAs on your social media that are crickets right now, that aren't saying a word. That, to me, is the biggest piece of comedic gold in this whole thing, because I just picture them sitting back fuming. Now how am I going to leave a comment in Tennessee Brando's comment section? Now what am I going to say? I've been saying this whole time that Mamdani was a commie, and now my leader says that he would love to live in New York under him, and he's just fangirling out and smiling at him. I would love to be a fly on their wall as they're sitting there trying to figure out how to comment on this video, because they have been sitting here telling me how evil Mamdani has been this entire time. And then they just get the biggest left hook ever. And it was left hook for all of us. And I'm sure it was for Mamdani as well. I really did believe, and I'm not trying to make a joke of this, I'm just being brutally honest. I thought it was going to be another shit show. It always is with Donald Trump. It's always humiliating. It's always embarrassing. But instead, the people that really got embarrassed were the people who have sat and crucified Mamdani this entire time, only for Donald Trump to then be like, yeah, he's great. Very rational dude. I love the guy. He's going to make New York great. And just sit there and smile and patted him on his back. And now how does Jesse Waters spin that? Now how does that Gutfield dude, whatever the hell his name is, I don't care. How does that moron spin it? What's all these bro podcasters going to do with this one? The ones that's been saying, I'm going to move out of New York, can't be here if Mamdani's here. Well, now your guy says that he's A-okay. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's one of the funniest things that I've seen, and I needed a good laugh. And I literally was sitting in a bar and just laughed out loud when I seen it. People were like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, I can't believe this, but Mamdani just called Trump a fascist to his face, and Trump told him to go ahead. And everybody laughed, and I'm like, I don't know if they're laughing for the same reasons as me, but yeah, that's the world we live in. You never know what you're going to get, but I have a bunch of questions, like how long will this last? How fun will it be for Caroline Leavitt and all of the Trump administration, all the MAGA influencers, and all your MAGA buddies you work with? You're going to have a fun time with that one. Thanksgiving is going to be really entertaining. You know what I'd do if I was you? If you're one of these people that's not talked politics very much, you've just sort of been, neutral and tried to stay out of the arguments, I would walk up to my MAGA uncle. I don't hang around none of my extended family. I'm lucky. But I would walk up to my MAGA uncle and be like, hey, did you hear about Trump? Man, Trump was talking about that Mamdani feller. He's a good guy, man. He's going to make New York great again. We need more people like that down here where we're at. Make them explain it. You can actually get into this conversation without arguing, because you can just throw that bone out there and just let them sit there and stew on it. This is one of the craziest videos I've ever reacted to, and then I got the news that Marjorie Taylor Greene's resigning. So what next? One of my favorite episodes of the Three Stooges, there's pies flying from every angle, and Moe raises up and goes, this is an outrage, what next? And then pow, another one hits him. That's how it feels. It's like every time you poke your head up, another pie to the face. It's a crazy time to be alive. But yeah, all you Trumpers in my comment section, Trump loves that Mamdani feller. He's going to make New York great again. We need more people like that. Hey, we got a special election coming up in Tennessee. We need Afton Bain in there. Go vote for her. Oh, man, we can really have some fun with this Thanksgiving. Marge is resigning. Trump is crumbling. So bad that he's fangirling out over Mamdani. Yeah, Thanksgiving is going to be really entertaining.